Hey, welcome back to the Lightspeed Social Agency YouTube channel. I am your host, as always, Cody Owen, coming to you from not the normal studio, coming to you from my hotel room at the Equip Expo here in beautiful Louisville, Kentucky. You might hear a little noise from the parking lot. You might notice I'm a little stuffed up. We got some allergies going on here, but we are getting to it. So I want to talk to you about one more thing with upsells. This is just sort of a general how to upsell landscaping services. Very specifically here, I want to tell you why upsells are amazing. This is what every landscaping business, every lawn care business needs to be doing, or like your business is going to slowly start to fall apart. Big things here that we don't want to leave money on the table, right? If you have a service that you can sell to your existing customer base, it's going to be the most cost-effective way to grow that service within the business is to sell to customers who already know and trust you. And we've talked about that a bunch of times. You understand that. What I want to jump into for this video in particular is to talk about how to do it. And so the first thing that you need to think about is, so say you have a regular maintenance client, or you have a client you've done a project for, whatever it is, however they came in the door. If they don't know about the other services that you provide, how can they ever opt into them, right? So if you have a long time lawn maintenance client, they've never thought to ask you about fall cleanups because it hadn't even entered their mind that you might do that, or it never entered their mind when they had a convenient way to talk to you. So if they don't know that service exists, how are they going to buy it? So we want to make sure that we're making clients aware for on certain upsells, there might be a phone call campaign where you're calling each client or each subset of a client in your list. That subset might look like, hey, we're going to be in this neighborhood on Thursday the 25th. Let's call all of our clients in that subdivision, kind of in a radius there, and let them know that we're coming, and we'd love to do this extra service for them, if it's mulching, it's fall cleanups, whatever that is. Email campaigns, always, always, always. When you have a service that could be an upsell to existing customers, you have to send out an email campaign. 3 to 5 emails on any one service, just a simple CTA. Remember to focus on the benefits. Look at our other content. We'll have some linked in the description or popping up above my head here about how to write those emails. And then finally, the best thing that you can do once you've built out those other two things is to run ads to your list, right? So once you've got over 100 customers in your list that we could be selling to, that is when it can make sense to start running ads against that list. So, and that is just people who already know and like your company, the services you provide. We're going to put ads in front of them, and they are going to wildly outperform any cold audience ad that you have ever run. So we're making clients aware of any services that are like time sensitive that they may not know about that you provide. Then we want to talk about finding upsells during inspections, or when you're doing the quoting process. If you're out at a job to quote or out at a client's property to quote a big project, it's important to train your guys, and also if you're doing the estimating, to train yourself to look for other things that you can fix. Hey, we can also help you with XYZ. Say you do, you install French drains, you notice that the lawn could use a new drainage solution, that kind of thing. Hey, that flower bed looks like, maybe someone tried several years ago. We could really like bring some life back to it. You want to create case studies. So these are marketing materials that you can send to your clients or your leads that get their imagination working, right? So we hear case study and you think snooze, like I don't want to read a pamphlet. What you want is to show them what their outdoor spaces could look like. Whatever your best upsells are, obviously, if you're in hardscapes, patios, like that stuff is really like, bam, you can see what that looks like. You might have to work a little harder to upsell, weed and fert. You need to have some good visual illustrations before and afters if you can. If you have a photo of maybe even your lawn before you started learning about turf and getting it to a healthy state, and then what it looks like now. You want to trigger people's imaginations because people always buy with emotion and then they justify it with logic. When you give someone something in the form of a case study, you can kind of ignite their imagination, but then you also want to give them some of the justifications that they'll need logically to come back on that. So when there's fewer pests in the lawn because you're taking care of it, pest control, or the lawn is healthy, so you're having fewer pests overall in there. You're routinely mowing, so there's not an opportunity for mice to be roaming through the lawn. That's going to keep the house safer, secure, more, it's going to keep a more healthy living environment for everyone that's there. Think first about the emotion, because that's going to be the most important thing. People are going to buy with that. And if you don't give them the logic, they're going to supply their own. Think first on emotion. What emotion do we want to bring up in people about our services, and then give them some logic to help justify it. Okay, the next thing about upsells here that you can do that really helps get the team to have skin in the game is to pay techs who do what I talked about a minute ago, where when they're out on a job working and they notice something, if they sell it to the client, you should find a way to work that into compensation. And that does not have to be like a straight up bonus if that like disrupts your payroll process, whatever that could do that just straight cash would mess things up for you. That can be a gift card, it can be a lunch, whatever you can do. Obviously, straight cash is the best incentive, right? People are in a relationship with a business that they work for to pay their bills, right? So we want to think first, can we do this without disrupting the business too much in straight cash? And if there's some reason why that doesn't work, something goes awry there, then we can start thinking about, the next closest thing to cash that we could do. And finally, the last thing here is talk about staying front and center with ads that work. So when you are selling back into your list, you're selling to an engaged audience that already trusts you in a medium that they are, already looking at multiple times a day. So this works so great because your customers are gathering somewhere and you're able to pay not very much money to get in front of them and remind them about you, bring up the positive experiences they've had with you in the past, and then sell them a service that they need from you right now. Just quickly, how to do that. You can upload an audience into Facebook. If you just Google how to upload a custom audience to Facebook ads, you'll be able to figure out how to do that. It's just formatting an Excel sheet and then telling Facebook what each column of the Excel sheet is. If you need any help in that process, please reach out to us. If you want us to run an upsell campaign for you, we would be more than happy to do everything from end to end, create the, do the image and video creative, write the copy, push them onto your landing page to get them to convert. Please reach out to us. You can go to our website, lightspeedsocialagency.com, and fill out the contact form there. If you're already a client and you're watching these, hey, thanks for watching. You can just shoot me an email to reach out there. But we would love to help you get your upsells on target. All right, I will see you next week. I'll see you on the podcast too. Make sure to tune into the podcast this week.